Hey guys, it's TinkerTaylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Slowpoke, who is described as a dopey Pokemon apparently. It kind of looks like a little bit like a sloth, I guess, but chunkier, I guess, if sloths were fat and not furry, which I think would be equally as cute as what sloths are now. And it's got a big old tail. But yeah, it's kind of described as like a slow, dopey type Pokemon. And I don't know, to me, slow type like vibes, to me that's like a Sunday morning. Like, you know, that's I mean, that's what it's meant to be, a Sunday morning. My Sunday mornings are usually spent getting up and getting ready to get into things and start working. I basically do this every day. I do take time out to do other things though, you know, I don't just work from sunup to sundown, but I do work every day. So, yeah, I don't know, it's what I would like it to be, my Sunday mornings, is just to be slow and relaxed, and one big thing that I always think of is like a market. It's kind of what a lot of people do, is they go to markets and they just like peruse and buy things and, you know, just go out and have a nice relaxing morning and whatnot. So I thought I would build a little marketplace. Now this is a little sort of generic marketplace. It's not a realistic, like it's not actually a market in terms of one of the lot types in game. Because that lot type comes with 3 other lot types attached to it. And if you know me, I will do the other 3 types, and I just simply don't have time for that at the moment. I have time for the build, and that's fine. Like, I'll do the build, and I'm happy to do the build. It's just, yeah, I have a wedding that I'm going to next week, and I am a bridesmaid, and so, yeah, it's kind of like I say bridesmaid, it's quote-unquote bridesmaid, but yeah, anyway. The point being, yeah, I've got a lot of things to do for that next week, and I don't really have time to... I know I won't have time for this sort of stuff, so I'm trying to get ahead and getting the builds done and whatnot. So yeah, definitely don't want to be doing anything that will take away from that, you know? I want to be able to solely focus on that and celebrate the people who are getting married. So yeah, trying to build ahead in advance. I think by the end of tomorrow, if I keep on top of my schedule, I'll be all good. I can spend the weekend kind of just working through videos and editing and whatnot, which is good. But yeah, long story short, been very busy. I ended up going out this morning, and 7 minutes after I got back from going out, I was meant to start recording this video, but my computer did not like anything. Well, I say that, I think it was OBS just having a little temper tantrum again. It usually does that. I was fully expecting it to do it, and it did. So yeah, look, not doing the greatest with OBS right now. It's really, I mean, I'm using it every single day, so it's not a surprise that it's kind of struggling. And yeah, I was speaking to Onion about this, who is one of my roommates, who is very techie, and he was suggesting to use a different recording device, app, that's the word I was looking for. And the only one I really know about is a lot more taxing on a computer. So definitely not going to be using that one, that is for sure. But hopefully one day I will be able to upgrade my computer and we won't have these problems at all. Because, yeah, I'm a little bit sick of it. There was a period of time where anytime I opened OBS it would crash, but now it's like once a week. So, you know, I'll take once a week over every single day. But preferably it would be never. And I think the never is, yeah, a hardware problem, not a software problem. So, yeah, look, we're going to do our temporary fixes until we can get better hardware. And that's pretty much that. But yeah, this is sort of the build. So I do, as you can see here at the moment, I am doing a jeweler's stall. So I feel like there are some small jewelers who do make, you know, spend the week making jewellery and whatnot, and then go out on the weekend and sell it all there. And I do a bunch of different stalls. Some of them are kind of pre-made ones that I do slight adjustments to and add a few things to. And some of them are like this where it's completely from scratch. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun. Let me know down below. Do you run a stall? And if you do, what sort of stall do you run at a market? I'd love to know. Because I do know a few people who run stalls, and they're mostly arts and craft stalls, but some of them are produce stores, and I love that. I love supporting smaller places like this, you know. I was talking about this the other day. I honestly couldn't, it was probably yesterday's video that I was talking about this, but my roommates will go to the farmers markets and get a lot of meat and fruit and veg from there, even some honey and things like that. So yeah, there's like a lot of things that we do to kind of support the local community. When I lived at uni, I would get my honey from a bee guy. He would have, I don't know, it wasn't always there, but he would have a little pop-up stall, I guess, at the shops. And yeah, I would definitely get my honey from him. It's a little bit more expensive, but so good. So good. Like, absolutely beautiful. I remember as a kid, we used to go to the butchers, and the butchers used to sell honey. It was a very specific brand of honey, and I loved it. It was really delicious. And then one day they just stopped selling it, and I've never been happy since that day. I can tell you, without that honey. But yeah, every time I get honey from local growers and things like that, oh, it's so good. And the best bit about it is if you have allergies, like a hay fever, apparently that's one way to reduce your symptoms. Like, it doesn't fully remove it, but it definitely helps, because the honey is made by using local pollen, and by ingesting the local pollen through the honey that way, your body kind of learns to build an immunity to it, so it reduces your symptoms. Now, if you've got like severe allergies, I can't promise it'll help, but if it's a little sniffly, snuffly, whatnot, I've noticed it. I've also, I mean, I don't have hay fever, but I do get a little bit like irritated, I guess, by pollen. And I've known people who have done the same thing, you know, who've gone to the doctors and been like, yeah, I'm getting really bad allergies and whatnot, and the doctor recommended the honey. It was one person recommended the honey, and yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. It's brilliant. So yeah, if you wanna give that a try, I definitely recommend doing that. I personally would love to actually have my own bees. I would love to have my own bees, my own little garden, and you bet your bottom dollar I'd be out there like an old man every day, pottering around among the plants and, you know, tending to the bees. And I love bees. I love bees so much. I found out that apparently bees, if you just like let them do their thing and take care of them and provide the things they need, apparently that they'll make you a little bit extra honey on the side there. So they've got their own honey, and they'll make a little bit extra because they recognize that like there's a give and take situation. And I love that. I think that's the sweetest thing ever. And, you know, it just makes me love bees even more. Like, yes, I know they can sting you, but they're not creatures that are aiming to sting you. They're creatures that, you know, that's their defense mechanism. And so yeah, I definitely want to have bees. I love them. I don't know, as I get older, I just start to love bees even more. And so yeah, I think having my own vegetable garden and having my own bees, I think would be absolutely phenomenal. I do love honey. I think it's such a good thing. I used to put it in my tea instead of sugar, but now I just don't put anything in. I just have the tea and the hot water, and that's it. But if I had my own honey, I might put that in my tea again. I'll definitely for sure be having a lot more honey toast. That is like one of my favorite breakfasts. It's so simple, like a bit of bread, a bit of honey, that's it. End of story. And it's so good. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's something I would for sure love to have. Let me know down below if you have bees or your own garden. How much better is it? How much more fantastic is it? because my roommates here kind of grow some fruit and vegetables and herbs and things like that. And it's awesome. Like, we had potatoes and what are they called? The cucumbers or zucchinis? I think it was cucumbers they grew. I get confused between cucumbers and zucchinis. I don't know why. Like, I do know why. They look very similar. One has a stem, one doesn't. I couldn't tell you the difference, but yeah. It's very interesting to be able to make your own fruit and vegetables. And like, yes, you have to go out and water them every day, and you know, buy the seeds and buy the dirt and the compost and whatnot. But also, like, then you get your own compost bin, and now you don't have food waste. You have purpose for it. It's not waste. It's food to go in your compost bin. And then you can have worms. And if you guys have ever been over to my Twitch account, there's a long-running joke that I am secretly a worm. I'm a 3 centimeter worm. So why would I not want to have worms and feed them, you know? So yeah, I think one day I might turn into a little suburban farmer. I think that might be my future, with like 1,000 cats. So obviously I've also got to grow catnip, which I'm okay with. That's fine. I don't mind that. I feel like I would love to grow like watermelon. I would not grow pumpkin though. That is one thing. A, I don't like pumpkin, and B, someone I was friends with on Facebook. I don't really use Facebook, but yeah, I still am friends with them. I have not kept up with them because I cannot remember the last time I've opened that app. I don't even have it on my phone anymore. I have to actually go to my computer and log in if I want to. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that they said, I think it was like their dog ate a pumpkin and pooped out the seeds. Not a whole pumpkin, but like bits of pumpkin and pooped out the seeds, and they were fertilized in the garden because of that. And every year their garden is just completely taken over. They don't have a big garden. They've just got like a little back garden area, and it's just completely taken over by pumpkins every year. And I think they go up to easily 60 pumpkins, all from one dog pooping out. I think it was like a handful of seeds, maybe. So yeah, pumpkins go insanely wild. I'll also never be growing bamboo because I've heard stories of people setting fire to their property and burning the bamboo, and it grows back. So yeah, definitely also not doing that. But I know things like, you know, plant tomatoes with friends, and not just, you know, another tomato plant, but also like basil. You know, you got to plant tomato and basil together, and they're all happy and they all grow together like that. But there's lots of things I've been taking into account, but don't necessarily take care of yet because I don't have said plants yet. But yeah, I'm thinking of getting a few little planters and just growing some plants. I would love to grow watermelon and grapes, but grapes I feel like are such a hassle. I feel like, I don't know, they might not be, I could be completely wrong, but I would love to have my own grapes. Just a little grapevine. It doesn't have to be big. I don't want to make wine or anything. I just want some grapes. They're probably my favorite fruit. Grapes and watermelon, green apples and pineapple. They're probably the 4 fruit I really only ever eat. I'm very picky with my food. Fruit especially. But I would also like to grow my own strawberries and maybe make jam. I don't know. I feel like this is like a rabbit hole I'm going to totally jump down. And I'm just going to start, you know, I'm going to pickle things. I don't even like pickled things, but I'm going to pickle them. I'm going to grow things just to jam them and pickle them and you know, turn them into other things. Maybe I will end up with a market stall at this rate. I won't be surprised. But I would love to do it. I think I will start with just trying to keep plants alive, and then I'll worry about whether or not I'm going to have a market stall or pickle things or whatever. But for sure, definitely bees. Oh, that would make me so happy. Like, undeniably happy to have my own bees and honey, and that would probably definitely help the plants stay alive a little bit better. But yeah, look, there's a lot that I have to do before I get there. Like, you know, get a place that has a garden space. Because, yeah, at the moment where I live now, I can't just kind of dump a whole bunch of planters on the grass, which if I was living here by myself, I'd just do that. But because we've got animals and chickens and, you know, chickens and dogs mostly, and also Macy, my cat, they all need access to the grass. You know, the chickens scratch around in it. That's what the dogs and I assume Macy goes to the bathroom. She hides it. I've never seen her go to the bathroom, but she hides it very well. But the dogs go out there and, you know, yeah, they kind of need that space. So, yeah, look, at the end of the day, when I get my own place, I'm going to get a bunch of planters, and I'm going to plant them, and I'm going to have bees and my own fruit and veggies. I want to grow iceberg lettuce because I love iceberg. I don't like cos lettuce. I'm sorry to any cos lettuce farmers out there. Not my thing. I love a crisp iceberg lettuce. It's my favorite. It's so beautiful. It's wonderful. It's amazing. And I want to grow my own carrots and my own beans and my own corn. I don't really like beans, but they're pretty easy to grow and I don't hate them. So, like, it's a good vegetable to add to your diet. Like, for me, it's something that I play hide the vegetable from myself. You know, a lot of people do it for toddlers, but I do it for myself because I don't like a lot of vegetable. I'm so picky. I hate it. I hate it so much. I wish I loved all these things. So yeah, I play hide the vegetable from myself. And like if I'm making a spaghetti, I will make it as if you're making it for a toddler, where you put in like 562 different vegetables and it just looks like you're having pasta. Like that's what I do to myself. And I feel like beans is one that if it was on my plate and I grew it myself, I'd be like, I have to eat this. I made it. Like, I have to eat this. But there are certain vegetables that, like, if I were to grow a tomato plant, I'm not eating that. Like, I'll put it in spaghetti, but I will not eat it in a salad. There's some that I'm a little bit non-negotiable with. Pumpkin, I'll have a piece, but I will not eat. I feel like I can make pumpkin soup. But again, like I said, I'm not growing pumpkins because they go crazy and they just grow everywhere. But if I were to get a pumpkin, then yeah, I would probably, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd do that. I'd have a pumpkin and maybe make some pumpkin soup. I feel like I only like pumpkin soup if there's bread. Once the bread runs out, I'm done. I don't want to eat it anymore. So again, I have to trick myself into eating pumpkin. I don't like roast pumpkin. I don't like sweet potato, but potato? Oh my goodness. You can't do a potato wrong, honestly. Obviously if you undercook it, like if you cook it wrong, yes, but I'm saying however you cook it, if you mash it, if you boil, I mean, I don't know if I've had just boiled potatoes, but I would try that. I mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, boiled potatoes. I don't know how else you do potato jacket potatoes, slinky potatoes where you like make it all springy and what, like I'll eat any of it. I prefer not like to have it not deep fried, but it still tastes really good. It's just that it's like not as healthy as baked potato. But long story short, I love potato. It's one of those things. Like I just love it. So, like if you say to me this meal's got potato in it, I'll eat it. Also, I did just realize, if you notice that there's random letters on the screen and that the game is kind of shifted to the side a little bit, I don't know what happened, because sometimes I'll pause the recording and go deal with something. Like I'll go to the bathroom, or I'll go get some food, or I'll take a rest from building because I just need a break. And for some reason, somewhere in a break, I don't know how or why it happened, but those random letters appeared and the game shifted to the side. And I didn't realize until it was too late. And by too late, I mean I had recorded some footage for the short that I made, and somehow ended up with that also in the short, so I had to go back and re-record the short, and that's when I realized, oh, it's in the video too. I think I know what it was. I was playing another game. Yeah, I I know. I was playing another game while building in The Sims. And I needed an auto clicker for a little bit. It's just like an idle game, so I just wanted a little bit of an auto clicker to help me with something to click, so I didn't have to manually click, because A, I'm lazy, and B, I don't like the sound of clicking repetitively. And I think I bumped the mouse and it went over to OBS, and it must have, I don't know how it put the letters in there. That's one thing I'm very confused about, but that's the only thing I can think of that maybe did that. So I do apologize for that. But, you know, if you just pretend it's not there, it's all good. You know, it's fine. But, yeah, I probably should talk about the stalls and not about how much I hate or like vegetables. So, yeah, as you probably saw, we did a jeweler stall, a florist stall, like flower arranging stall, an artist one where you can go and get, like, your art done. I've done that before, where I got some funny little caricatures done of me and a few other people, and I loved it. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And then besides that is another store. I can't remember which one it was now. Oh, it's the candle store, that's right. So candle store, which, you know, if I have a stall with fruit and vegetables and honey, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to give candles a go too. I'm just going to have a bit of everything, really. And then beside that were 2 food stalls. There was a pizza store and a waffle stall, because there's always food, like, obviously fruit and vegetable, like, that's produce, but this is more like you can eat while you're there. And then, yeah, across from the jeweler is a tattoo stall, so you can actually go and get a tattoo right there. Originally I was going to make it a massage parlor, but then I actually saw the tattoo, I don't know, it's like the bed, I guess, that you lay on, the thing you lay on when you're getting a tattoo done. I looked at that and went, oh, a massage stall, like, that'd be really, like, I feel like that's very popular. They do, like, little massage stalls where you can get, like, a 15-minute neck and shoulder or hand massage or whatever. But then, because it was the tattoo one, I was like, well, I guess I have to do a tattoo one, so I guess I'll do that. And right next to it, which is the one we're currently working on, is a little, like, I was gonna say psychiatrist, that's not the right word. Psychic, that's the word I was looking for. It's like a little psychic store where you can buy your little witchy stuff, your little witchy trinkets and vibes? Trinkets and doodads. Or you can have, like, a little seance, or you can have your palm read or whatever here. I don't necessarily believe in these things, but I do believe that sometimes they can help, because sometimes you need to hear positive things, and sometimes they tell you the positive, like, I'm not going to say whether or not psychics are real, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying, regardless of what they're real or not, sometimes psychics or faux psychics will tell you what they think you want to hear, which can be good, because sometimes you need to hear good things. You know, there's been people I know who've been told things that they did need to hear, and I don't know whether the psychic is real or not, but, you know, it definitely did help this person, so obviously there can be psychics out there who are just there to steal your money and whatever, and those ones are not good, but, you know, if I was really sad and I needed to hear a psychic tell me, like, oh, you know, there's someone from your past who's saying that you worked really hard, and you know, they acknowledge your hard work, then, you know, that would make me feel better. Do I believe that they're a psychic? I don't know. Who am I to judge? Who am I to say whether they're right or wrong? But, you know, sometimes hearing things like that can be really, really helpful. So, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the extent of my thoughts on that. And also we are kind of getting towards the end here. So the last 2 stalls that I worked on, one of them is like a career hub stall thing, but it also could, I guess, be like a study, like, oh, does your kid need help with studying for, like, high school exams or whatever? And then they've got, like, little tables there for, like, kids to I don't know, just to encourage kids to be there. And then the last one is a produce stall. So, yeah, it's kind of got a bit of everything. I wanted it to be very different and whatnot. But, yeah, we're pretty much at the end here. So if you like this, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.